Well, I've been looking at this orchid tip, and I think that little one on the end that's kind of turned a bit yellow, I don't think that's going to be doing very well. As you can see, it's sharing the stem with another baby orchid flower, and that's possibly draining its energy, and so when it blooms, it's going to be a very slack kind of blossom, I believe, because it does look a little bit premature and it's going quite yellow, which usually means it's going quite brown. But what would I know? Maybe they're yellow orchids this season. I think they were purple the last time they had flowers, so it will be interesting to see what happens with this. So at the moment there are 4, but I might have to cut that little yellow one off if it starts rotting early. So, but it's a very pretty orchid. It's got waxen flowers, so wax-like flowers. So when it does grow, it looks very pretty. And behind it there is a bunch of little mini daffodils, which are yet to form into their pure daffodil shape. I think that might be a chrysanthemum, possibly poking out amongst the other stems, or it could be like a different version of a daffodil, but it's actually taller than the others, so I'm thinking, oh no, it could be the same. It just has a tall sprout on it, so that one's obviously going to reach to heights, but it looks a little bit more like a chrysanthemum, like one of these little guys are in this pot. And something ate this little seed down here on this climbing heart vine. But back to these. Yeah, it does have a remarkably tall one, so I'm thinking if that's not a mini daffodil, that might be a blossoming chrysanthemum. And it's going to be taller than the others because they literally grow around 30 centimeters, whereas all the other little daffodils only grow around 20 centimeters. So, but they're all growing up, and it's nice to see them do so well. I can't wait for them to form into their real flower shape. That should be very interesting. But at the moment, I'm just seeing which ones survive. Obviously, there was a lot of plants that didn't survive in these 2 batches, but what's surviving, I hope it's strong and ends up doing well. So I'm also planted, these are forget-me-nots. They've turned sort of ash gray and brown, but ever since I chopped them up a little bit, I trimmed the leaves off to get their stalks reproducing new stems. I haven't done it with all of them. I could have easily chopped up all of the leaves because they're literally like gray and brown in color. Some of them have a tinge of green, but they're not looking like the best. But ever since I started trimming them down a little bit, they've obtained a little bit of a furry coating, and I would say they're doing better, but I'm not really sure like how they're going. But I hope that they recover because I love forget-me-nots. Like, I really just love them. This is a mini roses that I've just planted. The mini Japanese roses, so it would be very nice for all of them. There's around 10 of them in that pot. It'd be really nice if all of them blossom, but you know, I'm not really sure how. I don't usually germinate them on a piece of cotton swipe before I plant. I just plant them and wait for them to germinate within moist, conditioned soil. So that's probably not the best way to plant plants. A lot of people I know, like, they wait for them to start growing before they plant them, but that's how I plant them. I don't, I don't remember what was in here. I've gotten a couple of different plants. I've gotten some sort of seed. It's a small seed for a tall plant. Canterbury bells. I think that's in that one. I don't remember what's in here. It should be something fairly... I've had like a lot of dunce sowing season, so just I'm just taking everything by learning. So I think over here's got the Canterbury bells. Yeah, I'm not sure if here's got anything much, or I think everything just shriveled up and died, which is a shame. I tinkered with some Asiliums, so I think this one used to have the Asiliums. I literally have no Asiliums left. I either buried plants that were looking very shriveled, or they died. So I hope the roses do well, and the Canterbury bells should do okay. They're a pretty plant, but I don't like it when plants like have all that gooey stuff on the inside of their stems. It's kind of gross. So I don't like to cut them, but you know who I live with, they love to cut plants. So they just have to see that one of these guys are doing well, and they'll come at them with the snippers to snip a flower or two for their vase, or to transplant into their own garden. So, but I feel very bad about the Asiliums. I wish they had done well. I tinkered with them, I tinkered with them, and nothing I did was right, and I just couldn't save them. But the mini daffodils have been growing strong for a few months now. So I can't wait for them to turn into the real form. And, you know, I've got a couple carnations that have survived the drastic failing. The one that's hanging over the side is doing remarkably well. And the other one surviving, actually it looks a little droopy. Must have touched it with the water or something, because they're very picky. And the vine is doing very well, but I was thinking about sunbaking this pot to see if the orchid stems have actually survived in there somehow, because I have a feeling that they're still alive as yet. It would be really great if that little orchid would recover, but yeah, I'm not really sure if it ever will. Even this one, I'm thinking about moving to a bigger glass pot or something. But I don't know, I'll just leave it there for now. So that's an update on all my plants. So they're definitely growing, but I've got a lot of growing to go. And I have to replant new plants. You never know what will come out of that soil. Maybe something will one day.